5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
In Sydney, Australia, we are at 34 degrees south latitude,
which is the opposite side of the world from Huntsville, Alabama. So, which way did the toilets flush?
That is the question.
Here in Huntsville, Alabama, we're at 34 degrees north latitude.
And we're gonna find out if the water swirls the opposite way here to how it does in the southern hemisphere.
We're making the definitive video to settle this once and for all. It's never been done on the internet. You're gonna learn something.
The Simpsons did a whole episode based on toilets flushing the opposite direction in Australia. Plus, other shows have supposedly demonstrated this effect.
So I have seen documentaries that seem to indicate that which hemisphere you're in determines which way the water is going to swirl. But there's this other group of people, and they seem really confident that it doesn't matter where you're at, the water is going to swirl however it wants.
So is this a real effect or not?
The application of this principle to draining water in Earth's two hemispheres is just bunk.
But have you ever just looked for yourself and figured out which way your toilet swirls?
If you try it yourself, you'll find inconsistent results.
Here in Alabama, I've noticed that some turn counterclockwise and some go clockwise.
This sink sometimes drains one way and sometimes the other way.
You see, most toilets have little jets in it, so the swirl direction is determined by the design of the toilet and not which hemisphere you're in.
In any container of water, there's always going to be some rotation. The water is not perfectly still. And it is this, rather than the hemisphere, that determines which way the water will swirl down the drain.
So it's a myth. Crossing the equator does not mean the toilet's going to change directions. But what if we come into the garage and do a more controlled experiment?
But what if we could eliminate all motion from the water?
This is a 1.5 meter kiddie pool.
I have here a 5-foot wide kiddie pool.
Instead of filling the pool with no vorticity at all, I'm going against the way it's supposed to drain. So I'm trying to fill it with the flow going clockwise.
I actually filled the pool in the anti-clockwise direction to be sure that any clockwise motion we see is not due to the way I filled the pool.
So let's let the water settle for a complete day so that we know that it's perfectly still.
And I've left this water sitting here for 24 hours. So it seems like I've damped all of the motions from the filling.
Well, I'm not going to reach in and pull a plug out because that would induce some vorticity. I'm going to use this valve that I have connected to the bottom of the pool.
I really hope this works. Destin, wish me luck.
Good luck, Derek.
I'm about to pull the plug.
Okay, opening the valve in 3, 2, 1. Water should be flowing.
And the pool is draining. But you can't see any motion of the water just yet.
Okay, water's been flowing for a couple of minutes and I haven't seen anything yet, so we're gonna put some dye in it.
To help us see where the water's flowing, I'm gonna put some food coloring in on the 4 cardinal directions around the pool.
Check it out, it's like a tornado, like right off the bat. We got a counterclockwise rotation. We filled it up clockwise and now it's going counterclockwise.
You can clearly see that the water is flowing clockwise in this direction, and that makes sense because that's how it should flow in the southern hemisphere due to the Earth's rotation.
We have a kiddie pool in my garage, and the whole Earth is rotating, and the water's going counterclockwise because I'm in the northern hemisphere. It's real. This is real.
But you can see what a tiny little effect it is and what extraordinary lengths I had to go to see this effect. So really, you're not going to see it in a bathtub and you're not going to see it in a sink or in a toilet because there are other sources of angular momentum that totally wash out this effect.
We just proved it because we just eliminated variables.
The Coriolis effect
is real.
There you have it. It works. To understand how it works, imagine a pool with one edge touching the South Pole.
Think about a pool near the North Pole.
The pool is stationary relative to Earth, but every day it's actually completing one full revolution.
The Earth is spinning on its axis, so the pool spins around the pole once a day.
Now you can see the side of the pool furthest from the pole travels much farther every day than the side right next to the pole.
The whole pool is moving, but the part that's closest to the equator has more momentum, and the part that's closest to the pole has less.
So the outer side of the pool is moving fastest towards the east, and as you get closer to the pole, the velocity decreases down to 0.
Think about these velocities relative to the drain in the middle.
Now imagine we drain the pool.
When we pull the plug, all the water starts moving towards the middle.
Water from the far side is moving too fast relative to the drain, and so it gets out ahead. whereas water from near the pole is going too slow, and so it lags behind.
The side nearest the equator is going faster, so that water outruns the drain. But the water nearest the pole is going slower, so it falls behind. So when the water approaches the drain, it swirls counterclockwise. This is the reason hurricanes swirl counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere.
And this is the reason cyclones swirl clockwise in the southern hemisphere.
The center of the hurricane has lower pressure, just like a drain, so the hurricane swirls just like our pool.
The higher pressure air rushes into the eye of the storm, and just like in our pool, swirls in the direction dictated by the hemisphere.
And that's the truth about toilet swirl.
That was awesome. What'd you think?
I definitely learned something. And if you did too, then you should share these videos with your friends.
It's the first internet experiment from 2 different locations. Pretty cool stuff.
So you should subscribe to this guy.
No.
Subscribe to Destin.
Subscribe to Derek. I'm gonna actually go to his channel and make sure that you end up over there. Let's go to Veritasium and Veda and subscribe it. Let's go. Here we go. Yep. Yep, you're here.
Oh, hey, these are some of my subscribers. I am so glad to see you here. While you're here, subscribe to Destin's channel.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna subscribe to Veritasium en masse because it's an awesome channel.
This is a good looking channel. I like your logo. I like what you got going on over here.
Oh look, where's the subscribe button?
Okay, I hope you enjoyed this really
have you
interesting
subscribed to Smarter
collaborative
Every Day yet?
episode of Smarter Every
Destin
Day.
has
I
made
wanna
some of the
thank
best
100%
videos on the internet.
Derek
like
Muller,
the backwards
Dr.
bicycle,
Derek
Prince
Muller of
Rupert's
Veritasium.
drop,
Thank
and
you,
what it
Destin.
looks like
No,
to get a tattoo
so here's the
in
deal,
slow motion.
seriously. We
I've
came
been
up with
friends with
this
Destin for about 3 years, and I'm pretty much convinced that the man is
3 years ago
superhuman.
at YouTube
Not only
headquarters,
does
we
he
decided
run
we were
a
going to
remarkably
collaborate.
successful
Derek
YouTube channel,
did his
he
version
also has a
almost
wife
immediately
and 4
2 years
kids.
ago. 2 years ago.
And
So
he
it
has
only
a
took him a
full-time
year.
job. The man
It took
is
me-
literally a rocket scientist.
Derek basically
and
had to
he's
fly to
friends
Alabama
with
to help me do
astronauts.
this.
And when he asks them questions, they answer him
All right, so
from
Derek
space.
flew to Alabama, and here we are.
This
preparing
man
this pool in the middle of
deserves
the
your
night. So,
subscription. If you're
what
not
I'm trying to
subscribed to
tell
him
you
already, I
is,
don't
I
know
want
what
you
you've
to
been
go to
doing with your
Derek's
life,
channel and
but go over to
subscribe.
his
This is
channel
a very
right now
hard
and
push.
subscribe to
Go
Smarter Every Day, and
Veritasium,
trust me,
subscribe to
you will
Veritasium.
thank
He does
me
all
later.
kinds of physics stuff.
And I want to
It's
thank
really
you
cool.
for watching.
You will enjoy it.
You know,
I'm telling
we
you
have
that
been
right
working
now.
on
We've
this
been friends for a really
collaboration
long
for about
time.
3
Our
years,
channels are about
and
the
it
same
feels so
size.
good to have it finally out there
You
in
should
the
be
world.
subscribed
I
to
hope you enjoyed it
Veritasium.
as
So
much as
I will
we
suggest that to you
enjoyed
now.
making
Just
it.
click on Derek.
All right,
Click on my
see you
face.
next time.
Click on his face and do that. And you ready to drain this pool?
Let's drain this pool.
It's been 3 years.
I've been waiting 3 years to drain this pool.
Go subscribe to Veritasium. I'm Destin. You're getting smarter every day. Have a good one.